Well, I think that this team is probably one of the most unified men's teams. I've been at it with 11 years now. So over the 11 years, I've seen a lot of teams, and this is probably one of the most unified men's teams. So I think that's
never seen a winning one yet, though, have you?
You know, when I first got here, but I didn't think that's working in our advantage because you can see the trust that they have with one another on the court. Whereas, you know, when the team doesn't trust each other, you definitely see that, and you see, well, this one is trying to outshine this one. Whereas I haven't seen that.
It's called selfishness.
Yeah, and I haven't seen that. I don't think this.
And you're about, Lord, I wish I'd had a nickel for everybody, time everybody had noticed that. I mean, just, you know, not only students, but professors, I mean, have mentioned the same thing. That they are, this is a good group, they are together. We are on a mission of winning a national championship. Now that's easy to say, but difficult to do. But if you don't believe it, you're not going to achieve it. And if you're afraid to say it, it's not going to happen. So we're not afraid to put it out there that this is what we're now. The key is keeping them, like I mentioned to y'all earlier, is to all those accolades that come with the start and, you know, and hey, you're doing great and this thing. But your part is, we've mentioned that to them also, is the fact that they are close together, they pull for each other, and they're high spirited. And so, and a lot of people picked up on that. And I think that's just something that is, you know, it's, when you have that type of leadership, it just ripples out throughout your university and everything that they're involved with when it's good. And so, another good observation. Have you ever coached?
No, I play sports growing up.
Oh, well, you're
all
a
my
recruiter.
sisters play basketball, so I always.
Okay, well, that's the second great observation right there.
But
Very observant.
The other part of my coach is in terms of being disciplined, because you know in sports discipline is you can't be disciplined. You don't need to ever play anything in life. And so you know over the years I've noticed like how we in certain areas we lack discipline amongst our various teams. So how do you get your players to, I guess, their level of discipline to increase, because it affects their discipline on the court, affects them also, you know, in the classroom and just, you know, out the court. So how do you really get your players to understand that about discipline?
Well, once again, we talk about that almost every day, of discipline and mental toughness, and it is something that some kids have, and the great thing is that you can acquire it, particularly if you're around it. And if it's like anything else, if you got a leader telling you every day, this is what we've got to do, not you specifically, we got to get better at this. Now, right now, we're 5-2, but we've lost 2 games because we didn't have that mental toughness to step up and make that one free throw. All right, but that's okay. That's, you know, we didn't have the discipline to pick the ball up when we rebounded and either wait to get fouled or get it to another player. So then that's when you talk to them. All right, once again, life lesson. This is what we've got to do. You know, make a free throw, take care of the ball, get a defensive stop, all those things. And so discipline to me is utmost importance. And, you know, discipline can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I've got discipline. If I've got to sit down and watch 3 hours of game tape, I can do that. Now, can I pull away that last piece of pumpkin pie? I'm not going to acquire that discipline. But, you know, now, that's something that you, once again, look in the mirror, Mike. All right? Because I tell the kid, I'm no different than you. You know, it's when I make that decision, that's when you're going to change. You're not going to change until you look in the mirror and make that decision. Okay? And so, our guys, they understand that. And I keep repeating this leadership committee, but I'm telling you, that's one of the best things I've ever done coaching when I started doing that about 11, 12, 13 years ago. because they are like your disciples. I mean, you know everything's going on. You know, hey, they share everything. And because you're just one of the vote. I mean, I got one vote. That's it. They can outvote me anytime they want. And you're probably not familiar with that, but I've talked about this at the luncheon. And we meet weekly. And so when you're stressing to them about what we got to do, you know, first I'll ask them, well, what do you think? You know, and they're going to call. Okay. Well, give me an example. What makes you think that we don't have that? And be specific. And they'll say, Coach, we didn't, so-and-so didn't. See, to get them to mention names is hard to do for peer pressure in a closed meeting. But they'll do it because they know, first of all, it's not coming out of there. And once again, it's something that, okay, now we know this, help me. Yeah, help me. All right? Yeah, you know, I'm the coach when I go out there, but in here, we're together. So help me get out there and talk. I'm going to be talking to them, but when I correct somebody, you got to be right there with me. You got to have my back. So, but that discipline you got to have. Yeah. When you're, you know, just like you brought up earlier, we make a basket, they call timeout, everybody comes running over there. See, discipline is to come, be excited, but don't be just like crazy excited. Because we still got to sit down and be able to focus on what we've got to do for these next 26 seconds to win this game. And that's when you know you got it. And like I tell our guys, now with no seniors and everybody back next year, hopefully, then you're going to see it all together different. I think you're going to see it from January on, the last 16 games, because of the learning process, the rust is starting to get off, and you know, because we already are unselfish, we already pulling for each other, and now our true character could get tested coming up. See, when you lose 2 or 3 in a row, that's when you get tested. So that's when you better have them antenna up. All right? Because that could, hey, one could break from that fold real quick, or maybe 2. And when 2 goes, hell, there's going to be 2 or 3 trying to go too. So you better be ready to get them. Woo, come on back in here. Let's get this settled. We're all right. Anything else? Once again, always enjoy it. Thanks for coming out. Had a bigger crowd this week.
Thank you all for attending the coaches luncheon today. We have one final one next week. We'll be at 12:30 here, same place, same time, to discuss the games from this week. So we do thank you for coming, and we invite you to come to Saturday's game at Loyola. Yes, ma'am.
So we're not gonna have the lunches in the new year?
Well, the last one for this year, 2015. Okay. Calendar year. We will definitely be back.
Get your questions ready.
Oh, conference, yeah, there's gonna be some exciting ones during conference.
Yeah,
for sure. So thank you all once again for coming. You are dismissed.